back. We just had a little commercial break there, folks. But we are back with some more fun over here. But check it out, since y'all were gone, we had a little bit of a visit. Someone came over and dropped off these amazing trees over here, gave them to me as a gift. And we got a Kent and a cotton candy, which I don't have a Kent here on the property, right? So this person gave these over to me as a gift. Thank you so much. They don't need recognition, I'm sure, because it doesn't matter, right? It's a gift. So thank you so much. These were 7 gallons. I went ahead and stepped them up into, I think these are like 10 gallons. But I figured I could go ahead and turn this into a quick little live and also talk to you a minute about these trees, right? Let me go ahead and set this bad boy up. I do need to prune them, so I figured I could go ahead and show you guys exactly what it is that I would do here in these situations. First and foremost, we'll talk about this. Actually, I was going to set it up, but let's talk about this cotton candy. So it came in as a 7 gallon, which a lot of people would be like, yay, right? It's super tall, right? You look at the foliage, it comes way up here. I mean, in the pot, it's all of 6.5 feet, right? It's all lanky though. This is the first part where it actually breaks out right there. The rest is one solid piece. And you're like, wow. So think about it. It holds the fruit, right? This next year. And now the winds come and this little tree is just taking some beating, right? So what, and I'm not beating down on the gift. Obviously, thank you so much. But what I mean is the nursery man, whoever, right? This is what they should have done, was actually properly prune it in order to give it some sort of a shape. All right, now it depends on where you're located as well and what your main objective is. If you want to ultimately put this in the ground, then sure, you could actually, and depending on where you're located, further south, you could probably go ahead and allow this to become a bigger tree. But we are in Orange City, so my main objective is to keep them low, basically fruit bushes, not fruit trees. Shout out to Dr. Campbell, but this is basically what we want to do. What I want to do is cut it lower. I'm thinking here or possibly even here, okay? That way it starts branching out way earlier, because you notice the very top here, the 45 degrees. What's up? 45 degrees up. So by the time it actually fruits, you're looking at, collecting them way up there. Now, is cotton candy a super vigorous tree? Not to my recollection. We can go and check mine. I do have one. These are all grown totally different, right? These are different soils, different fertilizers, we'll say that. All right, so I will do that one really fast, but I also have this one here, this Kent that came in, and another situation. So this is all of my tape. I went ahead and gave it some structure because it had the green nursery tape on there so tight that it was like cinching down in there. That's not how deep you want to keep it. You want to go ahead and make sure that there's not going to go ahead and most of that stuff will break free. Sorry, hang on here. Let me adjust. Most of the tape breaks free, but if you leave it on there for a while, it can like basically rot. Right here is the worst spot. Let me show you this side here. Hang on here. Thanks for tuning in. Here's a bad spot. It was right up against the bamboo and had a nice little rub. So there's like an indentation on there. Just pay attention, y'all, where you get them. Not only that, this is just the ongoing maintenance. Once you do get them, right? They've been out here. They've been in pots for X amount of years. So it is up to us to do the next step, which is to properly shape them. All right. If you go ahead and you just take them for what they are, you say, thank you so much, here's my money, and you go out and you plant this thing and you're scared of pruning, get ready, because this thing is going to be really lanky and the fruit may not even hold, because those winds are going to come around. Here we do have hurricanes in Central Florida, well, all of Florida really. So it's not if, it's when. So for this one right here, for this Kent, let me see if I can show you guys this one long branch here, and these segments are pretty long anyways. Up here it's a little bit shorter, So what I'm going to do is bring this one back here, trim that one right off. I know this may be a little squeamish for some. Some of y'all may not like the whole pruning situation, but this is part of the process. If you don't prune your trees and you don't properly shape them, you'll be paying for it later on. And then when the fruit's coming on, that's the last time that you will actually want to prune. Up here, you have 2 branches, okay? You go from 2, they go all the way up to another set branching way up here. By the time you actually get fruit, it's going to be way up high. And I know that this tree can do better. I know I can probably go ahead and trim those 2 right there, split that up, and at least get 4 or 5. All right, instead of having all of this energy way up here. So that's exactly what we're going to do there. Hang on here. Oh, hang on. Get you guys next to the cut there. Sucks. This is part of the process, though. And trust me how fast, or watch how fast these little trees rebound. You are getting a lot of energy from this 7-gallon, right? So, and could I go ahead and make some cuttings out of these? Can I graft these onto something else? Yes, that is possible. So you may be finding some of these on some of the turpentine that's out there. So this one is Kent. So yeah, it sucks. It's a big haircut. Like, what did I pay for? I know, but this is, trust me, it's good for her, and it will shape it for the best later on. That way you get a better structure, and you get more mangoes. That's the idea, right? More mangoes for the same exact tree, but also you don't want them to get blown away. All right, so I would love right here, folks, and I know that's only about a foot and, I'd say a good 18, 19 inches. Or I could, if I wanted to graft all of these pieces, I could slowly but surely like chunk off little pieces. I could just pony up and do some bud grafting, which I may even do on this anyways. You know what? We're going to go for the gusto, folks. I know. Turn your heads. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Yes, it went down to that. But watch it explode. Watch it grow from there. This is all just extra energy that, honestly, if they would have cut it down here at least, you know what I mean? It has a fighting chance. But you need some structure from down here. It is a very tough cut, but you have to do this. So I will be putting this tag on there. Sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's not how they start, it's how they end. And trust me, y'all stay tuned, tune in, and follow them along the way. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly what I would do. Not the same way. I mean, you can totally do it your way. You don't have to do it this way. There's many ways to do this. But pruning is part of the process. Slip that around so I don't forget it. We'll go look at my cotton candy real quick. It is hot and humid, folks. It is warm out here, but you just kind of play in the shade, so it's not too bad, and walk around, stay cool, stay hydrated. So I'm debating about selling mine. So now I'm like, well, if I have 2, well, why should I have 2? Hang on here, let me make sure. All right. I'm going to hang on to it just in case the shock. Where did she go? These are, I know I have one. Now I can't find it. Goodness. Cotton candy, where are you? I swear I could have sworn. I know I had her here and I moved her. I totally moved her because those are all avocados. I know I'm losing my mind. These trees are moving around on me. No, I shift them around and then they get away from me. Where is she? It's a very good question. Fruit punch. She's not over here. No, that's yeah. Of course, I'm like, let's go find her, and then now I can't locate. That's creme brulee here. Oh, wow. Thanks for tuning in. We're on a wild goose chase for this cotton candy because now I am perplexed. I know I have one. I know she's here. No, because that's Sugarloaf over here, folks. Ay, ay, ay. I know she's here somewhere. I've already grafted from her. You guys are literally watching me find my tree that I don't know where I have put it lately. Oh, of course. Oh, shout out to Perennial Peanut coming back. I actually bought it a while ago and thought that she wouldn't. And starting to come back out. That's right over here. I've moved all of the mangoes over to this side, and therefore, yes, over here. I think this is her right here. Yep, the old cotton candy here. But see how dense mine is? See the difference? It's exactly what happens when you prune them and you shape them at a young stage here. Look where I pruned it here. Shot off from there. That's only same distance, folks. Right? So you shoot from there, and then I pruned again here. That first shoot on all of those, because I'm looking for squatty trees. I don't need them to be too big, but that one's mine. That's how I like to go ahead and keep them nice and small. There's a Pimsang mum with the same style. I clip them very, very young, very small. I mean, this one's a little bit taller here on this Angie here, but I try to keep them as small as possible, or make that first cut, that first tip right there. Yep, pretty small, but I'm trying to debate if I'm going to hang on to it or if I got to let her go. Lemon meringue, putting on a bunch of new flush, but man, I was hoping we could get some fruit from her this year, but not so much. Next year, though. Next year. And see, this one only split with 2 there. Knowing what I know now, I would have reset that and, held out for more. But again, you don't want to go ahead and reset it after all of that. After you see the growth, after you've already committed into the tree or whatnot. So it is important to go ahead and do this now. So, uh-oh, we got some watermelons working over here, folks. It's that time again. I did drop a few in here just for s and giggles. I think they're down over there, but a few more melons coming out. Almost the same as last year, but I know I didn't go out and buy anything crazy, but I do have all of the wing beans and the long beans already cooking up over here. This one's going the wrong way. Where are you going, man? You're supposed to be climbing here. Feed them back through. But anyways, trimmed up all of through here because, man, it was because of the rain. We're getting crazy weeds coming through here, which it's all right. We do need those as well, right? Weeds, depending on how you classify them. But all the grasses are looking good on this side. You still see a bunch of blooms still popping out, but no fruit. No fruit. They are young. I'm not expecting a ton on there, but I know that it's possible. Man, look how clean this one is. Clean fruit over here on this passion fruit that's running up this oak. It already took off. It already has reached the top there. She's already dangling furies over here. Look at those. Ready to go. Much cleaner than the one over on the trellis there. So, and it's already going to grab a hold. Hopefully she just runs up there and she just blesses us by dropping some fruit on us. You just have to walk around and make sure that there's no fruit hanging down below. Look at this beautiful one. See that? I put her on and told you guys about her. Now look what she's doing. Now she's all excited. She's flushing out. Hopefully we can get some blooms from her. This little jujube here. All kinds of new growth. Everything, man, really pops. But we get some good rain. Hopefully wherever you're at, you're getting some good rain. But everything loves it. Everything just starts to really shine and don't have to water as much, right? Save a lot of time. So look at all that. Yeah, went ahead and mulched it all with the tractor. No, pitchfork and a gorilla cart, folks. That's what I'm using out here. New flush on the Maria, looking fantastic. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Exactly what we're doing this for. I want her to be on every one of these trees almost. Like basically just farm this mango. But we do need others as well. So I am going to be adding others. But yes, most of these will be multi-grafted. There's a little Venus seedling here. Multi-grafted turpentine. So we shall see here. Uh-oh, look at that. Amarillos are getting nice and yellow. Oh, no, not ready yet, right? Nope. Give it a few more days, but we'll find out. There's still more flowers coming out, so can't hang out in the sun for too long because it is hot out here, and I will overheat this thing, this old phone, and then we're all going down. Carrie's popping off a few more blooms on this one over here, and this one's in full sun. Full sun, and she's over here blooming. So for people that say that their carries aren't doing great, sorry, I don't know. Give them some sea kelp. I put that on everything out here, y'all. Sea kelp goes on everything. Man, these wasps, watch out for them. I mean, they're paper wasps, yes. You know, be careful. Don't mess with them. They won't mess with you. I get it. But past 2 weeks, I've been stung twice. Straight up. Why? Well, I'm over here. You see the difference in the graft there and the color of the foliage. Cutting the Mexican sunflowers, cutting them back and not realizing that there's a nest in there. So, boom, gotten hammered twice. Pineapple pleasure graft is doing okay. See this? This is why we prune there. You cut there and look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shoots. Now, will all of them be great shoots? No, 1 may fade out, 2 may fade out. But even if you get 3, better than 2, folks. Come on. Look who came out. What's up? He's always hanging out underneath the trailer because it's nice and cool in there, digging holes and finding the moles. Look at this Suriname cherries putting on another round of blooms out here, both of them, this one and the smaller one as well. Shout out to the all white or the variegated, yeah, all white kumquat over here. That's all from like a rootstock, a crazy rootstock that shot up. It's all white, so I'm kind of leaving it. This one's also part of the rootstock that just shot up, but it's still variegated, so very strange. Not the greatest fruit, but we're hanging on to them. One day we'll just get rid of it. Here's one that y'all should be growing. Doesn't matter where you're at. I don't know if you can see those, but sugar apples are holding up there. I got 3 of them up there, and I'm over here hand pollinating. That way we can get as many as possible. Let me see if I can show you. They are flowering still. There's a baby one hanging in there. This one did pretty good for us last year. I would say, I think it gave us like 5 or 6. But they take 26 degrees, which is perfect for our area. That's usually right where we're at. So they do like the shade. You can keep them small. Here's another one there. Can you see them? But a tiny little paintbrush, you just come over here and swap out the pollen from one to the next and you get fruit. Little seedy. Yes, they are a little seedy. Uh-oh, I took away the foliage from that one. This one's a Floragon that I grafted. I had to prune it back and I had some extra scion, so I'm like, well, I don't want to waste them, so went ahead and put one over here and one right there, which is already kicking off. Floragon, it's an intro to Indo-Chinese, I'll say. That's the ground level. That's where you start, and then you work your way up from there, in my honest opinion, right? It's still a good fruit. I'd say I'd prefer that one over a lot of others. There's one that just started. Let me see if I can show you guys. Nope, the light's not going to let me. Doesn't matter, but it's just pale green. It's a little baby in there. But anyways, something like that. It's already pollinated. Let's see. Can we show you? No, we can't. It won't focus, will it? No. Just pretend, just know that it's in there. All right, folks, it's starting to You're like, oh, we believe you, we believe you. I know, I know. There's a bunch of these Thai dwarfs kicking back out just because as you prune, more kick off. So that's always a fun part about mulberries. And I have a ton of, well, probably a few hundred cuttings that I went ahead and made of the Thai dwarf, of this one right here, which I highly recommend. So come on by, we'll hook you up. Fathers, this weekend, come on by. We'll hook you up and give you some mulberries. They don't sound like great. They don't sound like the best gift, but trust me, once this thing starts kicking off some fruit, you'll be amazed at how much you guys can get. You'll get gallons of it. So very fun. Everyone loves this fruit. Most people, most cool people like this fruit. So this pruning right there too, see that? This is why we got to shape, folks. Shape them early or pay later. What you doing? She loves to eat bananas. Look at her. I cut back this Mohoy and look, she's in there eating at the trunk. Hey, hey, what is it about her? Eating bananas, loves them. She will shred all the leaves. I don't know if there's any nutrients or anything bad in there, but thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys from? Do appreciate it. We're slowly but surely but moving here. Building organically, folks. This is me in my backyard hanging out. Backyard nursery here with this one. Running amok. I belong to no groups, no gangs. Doing this on my own, folks. One big group and I ain't in it, folks. I'm out here doing it on my own. And I'm going to figure it out. Don't worry. We're going to be A-okay. But we got persimmons. One little lonely persimmon over here. Baby little Fuyu, but it's okay. This is okay. She can take a break. She's a tiny little tree. We understand. We understand. Yeah, these right here, when you're pruning these Mexicans, be careful because, man, these little paper wasps, they love to make their nest in there. And because the foliage, it all blends in, it's tough to actually see, decipher between whether it's a dried leaf or if it's a little nest in there. But I'll be careful when you do prune them because they're out here. If you're allergic to them, be careful because they love these things. And I would be up here too. It's a gorgeous place. It's a good place for a hive. Actually, oh, dude, there's one right here. And this is the one that I got tagged with. Oh, man. And this is not a good area. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, they're right there. Dang, dude. I literally thought I got them. I hit them with the hose and they came right back. They do not care. And they will mess you up. Whoa. Ah. Yeah, they're just paper wasps. A lot of people are like, no, they're our friends. I get it. We do need them. But we need them in certain places where they're not high traffic areas. If they're in a place where they're, not going to go ahead and sting anyone, then okay, that's cool. We need you there. But I do got to trim this back. So dang it, I do have to take care of that. I'm not out here trying to look, and she loves chewing on the limbs over here. Trying not to kill or try to take down the wildlife. I understand that we need it. All the pollinators, the pests, all the different levels of it, right? Besides the raccoons, we don't need to feed any of those coons, right, or any of those animals. Nothing too crazy. We don't have deer pressure or bear pressure yet. Yet. I'm sure once they smell everything coming, then who knows? I'm trying to see. These birds act fast out here. They know whenever this fruit's coming on now. Now here's the Suriname here with the smaller seed. It's mainly meat on here, which is kind of nice. The flavor's still pretty strong. It is a Suriname after all, just like a red one. Look at this gnarly fella here. He went ahead and dressed him up. That's like a cocoon in there. It's a living thing on this little Suriname. He put like all kinds of armor and all kinds of leaves and junk all around him. And he's hanging out. That's his home. He's waiting to come out or something. I don't know what he is, but that's not mulch or bark or nothing. That's I saw another one like that the other day. I was like, what is this? But it's a very strange thing where they can just attach a bunch of stuff on themselves and pretend like they can blend in. But whatever it is, shout out if you guys know what they are. Let me know. They are wild. Yeah, I'm not trying to kill anything or spray anything that's going to be harsh. Try to keep this as organic as possible, folks. But anyways, it is hot out here, folks. Stay cool. And if you're around, hit the park this weekend. What park? State Park, Blue Springs. Go for a dip. And then on the way out, come by and see me. We got all kinds of stuff for the dads. Want some hot peppers? We got you. We got some cherries for you. We got the Sugar Rush Peach for the dads. I don't have any to try right now, but just waiting. I will have some here shortly. But anyways, I'm going to get on going. Got more stuff to do here. But also, you tell your dad about a jaboticaba if he doesn't know about those. All right. Once he does taste them, then he'll be hooked. And just growing them is also really nice as well. Look at the foliage on there. Different stuff. But anyways, we got to get going. Love y'all. Till the next one. All right. Y'all keep growing, grow together, all of that fun stuff. Have a great weekend. Later.